Nintendo finally fixed Mario Kart. I can't believe I'm saying fixed because these issues that they did fix shouldn't have even been issues in the first place. But you heard it right, Nintendo finally released a patch that has addressed a lot of the issues I've had and a lot of players have had with Mario Kart World since its launch back in June. Just a reminder that it is currently, the date of recording this, September 23rd, which means that it has been over 3 months that they've had a game out, and they just released a patch that should have been here since day one. Like, I'm going to go over everything that they've showed off in this new release, everything that they patched, and I'm just going to talk about it because I think a lot of what is here should not have ever been an issue once. Okay, I gotta talk about the main one first. The main one for me that really kind of turned me off from Mario Kart in the first place, or at least the single player experience, the free roam mode for Mario Kart. One of the first patch notes is that the free roam map now displays the location of P-switches you've run over and Peach medallions you've obtained. This is insane. They finally added P-switches to the open world map. Like when you select the map and you want to look at where you want to go, you can actually find which P-switches you've already collected. Finally! I don't know how this wasn't a feature when the game first launched. Seriously, what a basic mechanic to have in any sort of collectathon, let alone an $80 Mario game. Like, I don't know, it feels kind of bittersweet. Like, the fact that we just got an update 3 months later for a basic mechanic for a collectathon, like, it feels wrong to pat Nintendo on the back for this because it should have never been an issue in the first place. Seriously, withholding information on where to collect certain collectibles in a game where you collect things. Like, can you imagine if that was in like Donkey Kong Bonanza? Donkey Kong Bonanza had such amazing ways to track your collectibles that you've collected, and Mario Kart World simply didn't have it, which makes Mario Kart World feel lower budget than Donkey Kong Bonanza and just less polished and cared for, and you know, I feel like the passion wasn't as there simply because of these really simple things that they never added to such a game that needed it, like collectibles, showing us where we got 400 P-switches, almost 400 P-switches. Like, the fact that it wasn't there is just insane to me. So again, I can't say thank you to Nintendo for doing this because it should have already been there, but also, like, I don't want to not be grateful. I'm happy that they have been listening and that they did do this. Now, they didn't just do this for P-switches, they also added the Peach medallions as well to the free roam map. So that's great. I'm happy they've done that. But they went a little bit above and beyond, which I completely respect. Not only can you see the P-switches that you've already obtained, but they also show your best time for that one, and you can also teleport to it, which, you know what? That's a nice feature. That's not necessarily something I would have expected them to do, but I appreciate that it's there. But yeah, this is such a crazy mechanic that just wasn't in there. I honestly stopped playing free roam mode mainly because I just didn't find that there was a point to collect these P-switches, because half the time I was going around the world, I didn't know which ones I had collected, I didn't know which ones to look for. Like, it was just very annoying. I knew how many I collected and all of that stuff, but I wasn't able to know which ones I actually needed to go for, which was just very annoying for a 100% playthrough if that's what you were going to do. And I just honestly gave up on 100% because of the lack of such a basic mechanic like that. And it really actually frustrated me, especially when Nintendo's asking for such a premium $80 price. You'd think for $80 they would want to, you know, put that extra effort into a new Mario Kart open world mode, you know what I mean? But anyways, let's move on from that and let's look at some of these other patch notes. You can now join friends playing Knockout Tour by selecting friends from online play. If I'm understanding this correctly, you can now join a friend when they're playing Knockout Tour online, which again is such another basic mechanic. Being able to join someone else's online match, yeah, you couldn't really do that easily before. So the fact that they finally added it here, it's about time. Here's another patch note. Up to 2 players can now play free roam mode while waiting if the game was full when trying to join friends playing race, knockout tour, or battle in online play. I thought that this was already a thing. So, okay, great. There's a lot of really basic ones too, like you can now transform into characters pulled into the UFO. It is now easier to encounter UFOs in free roam mode. Okay then. The conditions for the appearance of some Peach medallions in free roam have been adjusted. This next one's a big one. Decrease the time between when an item box is taken by someone and the the next time it is revived. So that's actually a pretty big one. There have been many times where I've like just missed an item because someone right in front of me took the item and the item box didn't refresh yet. Essentially, this will just show up again but faster. That's a nice little upgrade. I appreciate that. Not something I needed. Increase the invincible time after spinning or crashing during a race. But the big final massive update that I think everyone has been waiting for was the final note they included, which is further increase the frequency of lap type courses appearing in the selection when choosing the next course in versus race and wireless races. So lap type course are the non-intermission courses, which essentially means there's going to be more 3-lap tracks, which everyone wants. Now, I'm a little concerned because it doesn't say that this is for online mode, but I'm assuming that when it says versus races, that includes online mode. Like, chances are there will be a lot more 3-lap tracks moving forward in these Mario Kart games. Now, I'm not as big of a online Mario Kart player, but I definitely appreciate the fact that they actually are even further investigating this online mode and trying to make it better. That's about it. They also, they did a bunch of little tiny fixes to the game, like really few things. I'll put it in the description. But that main one, the main one for me is are those P switches. It boggles my mind that they can release a game for $80 and not have such basic features in this. So again, it's hard for me to say thank you, Nintendo, when this already should have been a thing a long time ago. I also just want to say I was working on a video where I went really far in depth on this whole free roam mode and how the P switches and Peach medallions aren't trackable, and then they patched it, which again, I'm happy they patched it. I had to say that it wasn't a thing before. I think this game is in severe need of actual, any sort of free DLC. I think adding some basic new knockout tour routes would be nice. Really anything like that, especially once again for this $80 price tag. Anyway, I don't need to explain that this game is overpriced. We all know this at this point. But let me know what you think about this patch. Does this make a big deal and difference for you? Do you care that P switches are now trackable? Do you think that this should have been, a thing a long time ago like I do? Or does it not really matter? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. See you later.